Go.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Taiba HouseOfKicks.com, and this morning we're going to talk about numbers on the Jordan 12 Black Concord. Now, this is going to come out on Saturday. It's going to cost about $190, available in men's and kids. So this morning I wrote an article on the number of pairs made, so I want to share that with you. All right, so let's get into it real quick. So I'm going to go to my presentation here and give you that. So the first thing we want to always do is we want to know who's getting the shoe. Like, what are the stockists? Who's getting it? So beside Nike, you know it's going to be major retailers and minor retailers. So that's the list that I'm going to give you next. So the first thing you want to know is this. Major US retailers. We have Foot Action, Foot Locker, Champs, in stores and online, eBay online, Finish Line, JD Sports. And JD Sport is part of the Finish Line team. And then we have Hayward and City Gear. That's just the major chains. Now the minor chains, we have DTLR, Ruvila, Jimmy Jar, Shoe Palace, and a few other ones. But when I checked, I don't have anything on their calendar, so I'm not going to put them if they're not there. So my focus now is just the US, and then we're going to extend our findings to international locations. But for now, we're just going to stick with the US. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to set up our assumptions as far as like who's getting what, how many they're getting, and all that kind of good stuff. So the first thing I want to say is this. Foot Locker, Foot Action, and Champs are going to get about a third of the total production. And the next thing we're going to say, we're going to assume that the remaining major and minor chains are going to receive another third, and Nike also gets about a third of it. And then the other thing is this. I'm going to assume that only 2/3 of the Foot Lockers are going to get it, 2/3 of it Foot Action are going to get it, and 2/3 of the Champs stores are going to get the shoe. Because I checked on my phone and I looked at the app and I saw that like several stores are getting, so I'm going to stretch it to 2/3 per retailer as far as like Foot Locker, Foot Action, and Champs. So for Foot Locker, that will be 667 stores. For Foot Action, that will be 181, and for Champs, that will be 365. And then I'm going to also assume that among the 667 stores from Foot Locker, 170 of them are going to be all House of Hoops location. All right, that's our first set of assumption. Now the next set will be just like the other one. We're going to assume that House of Hoop locations are going to get about 48 pairs because they usually tend to get a lot, while regular Foot Locker, Foot Action, and Champs are going to get like 18 pairs per store. These shoes is like a GR, so it's going to be a lot of it available. All right. Now the next assumption is going to be this. Foot Locker, Champs, and FTA online are going to get about half of what the total physical stores are getting. That's because of the COVID, so a lot of the stuff is going online. So I'm thinking half and half, both in stores and online. Okay. And the next assumption is we're going to assume that eBay is also going to get a quarter from the total from Foot Locker, Foot Action, and Champs online. All right. So that's it with our assumption. The next thing is we're going to run our numbers. So running the numbers is pretty much simple arithmetic. So for House of Hoop will be 170 times 48. I came up with 8,160 pairs. For regular Foot Locker stores, I first do 67 minus 170, and you times that by 18, you get 8946. For Foot Action, we do 181 times 18, I got 3258. For Champs, I did 365 times 18, 6570, and then we're going to find their online allocation numbers. So I add all this number and I split it in half because this is our initial assumption. So when I did that, I came up with 13,467. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to eBay. eBay is going to be 13,647 by 4. We got 3367. That's for eBay. And then what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to get the total for Foot Locker and Family. So I'm going to add all these numbers together. So it will be everything added up together. I came up with 43,768 pairs. And you can stretch that number to like 45,000 because of possible errors in my assumptions. All right. So this is it for the numbers, and since I assume that this represents like a third of the total from the US retailers, then the total will be taking this number 45,000 and you multiply that by 3, and you're gonna get the total allocation for the US, which is 135,000, because I just did 45,000 times 3. All right. Now the next thing we're gonna do is this: we're gonna try to find the global numbers, like the worldwide production. Now, usually what I do is I like to take that number that I got and I stretch it by 2 or 3. So this time, when I stretch it by 2, like times it by 2, I got about 270. So I'm going to take it up to like 280,000 pairs. So I'm assuming that the total production will be anywhere between 135K to 280K. All right. Again, I want you guys to know that these are just my own assumptions, and these are just my own numbers based on what I assume. So I don't work for the brands. I don't have any access to any details. So take everything that I say with a grain of salt. It's just to help you make some better inferences on what to buy, what to sell, and all that kind of good stuff. If you be able to get the shoe when it drops. So before I get into the resale and all that, I want to pause and I want to share something with you real quick.
Thanks for taking the time to watch this short clip. I just want to let you guys know that I maintain House of Kicks with my own financial resources. So if you like what you read and see on this website, consider supporting House of Kicks today. Your help and your donations are greatly appreciated. So any donations are welcome. So again, we're living in critical times, and I really strongly appreciate your support here. All right? Because this is a one-man operation, and I would greatly appreciate it if you guys can support the network. Thanks again, and have a wonderful day.
Okay, I'm going to share this with you. Fake of those Jordan 12 black and dark Concord are already out. So I wrote an article on that yesterday on my website, so you can get access to it today. You can go ahead and watch that and read the entire article. I'm not going to have a chance to put this on YouTube, so please just go on the website. You can see the link in the description. I just didn't just write about those 12s. I did another one on the Jordan 1 Lucky Green. I also wrote on a real versus fake on that. So again, all that's going to be available on my website. Just check the link in the description. And I also wrote an article on the fake PSG4. You may also want to check that out. Just go on the website, link in the description. So you will also want to check that. And I also wrote an article on the fake Jordan 12 reverse flu game. That also is going to be available on the link in the description. Make sure you read all of it, because there's a lot of fakes on the market, and I can't put all this on YouTube. It's just too much time consuming. So be sure to go on the website and check that out to avoid the fakes. All right, thanks for that. Now we're going to go back, and now we're going to study the resale value of this sneaker that we are looking at today. So now we're going to talk resale value. Now before we talk about the resale value, I'm going to show you a graph that I built this morning. I didn't build it. I just collected some data and I show you the graph here. So this is what I came up with. You can actually see that the shoe's like trending down, right? So this is accumulation, breakdown of the value or the resale value per day since October the 11th, which is a Sunday. All right. So we're going to look at that. You can see that the shoe is really trending down. And then we're going to talk about what that means in terms of resale and all that good stuff. So basically this is what I found out. I'm going to show you that. So it gives you, like I said, an overall breakdown of the average resale value by day since October the 11th, and you can see that the shoe is trending down. Resale value is decreasing at a rate of $8 and some change per day. So the shoe has been losing its value from like the first time we saw it was like 300, and then it's been losing almost like $8 and a little bit more a day. So I came up with an equation to kind of represent what's going on, and this is what I found. So the resale value, we start off at $3.15, and then every day we lose about $8.35. Okay, so this is the rate of change. This is how much it's decreasing per day. So now you can make a prediction on and see based on the model how much the shoe is going to be worth by the time it releases. So this is what I came up with. When I did it, I realized that by the time it releases, which is on a Friday, the shoe is probably going to go down to like $214. This is how much this is going to be worth on the resale market. So guys that are trying to flip this shoe, think about it. Okay, now I'm going to be very generous here. So what I did was this. I said that the resale will be somewhere between $210 and $230. Okay, and that's me being very generous. So my advice to you is this. I would strongly advise you to just leave it alone. And here's why. Like, if you do the breakdown, right? Retail is $190. That's before tax. So roughly it's like $202 after tax. So if you consider the selling fees associated with the shoe, you're looking at profit margin like between like $1 and $7. So, and I'm being like, say, really nice. So you might actually be losing money. So I would recommend, if you just want to flip it, leave it alone. Let people that want it get the shoe. You're not going to make any money of it. You're not going to have any home run. So that's not going to happen. So just leave it alone. Okay. So as far as retail is concerned, I think it's going to sell pretty well because it's a black shoe. So a lot of people are going to want to get it. Now, if you want to buy this shoe now, I have a link for you on the website. You can go on the website and then buy it. I have a link where you can get it right now. So just go on my website and buy it. Again, thanks for watching, guys. If this kind of information is really helpful to you, remember, consider donating to House of Kicks. I truly, really appreciate your help on that because this really helps me out. You know, I have to maintain this website. It takes a lot of work, so I would truly appreciate it. And also be sure to share this information with your friends and then subscribe to houseofkicks.com. All right? On YouTube and on the website. Again, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Thank you.